My
Important.
goodness, who are you bringing on the line? But I really have to throw it back to you. Thank you so much for all that you do. So humble. I mean, she's one of our Emerald directors, helping people all across the country, and also too our VP of Finance. So we just appreciate you for every role you carry, and all the things you've done to really help us to break free and break through. And so, with that said, I want to also welcome all of our special guests on the line, special distributors from all across the country. We have an exciting lineup. Oh my goodness, cannot wait for us to introduce our special speakers this morning. But I want to first start by sharing the meaning of economy is in the hands of God, our mission. We believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright. By offering the most life changing products and an innovative business, we empower people to elevate to their full potential. And so I want to jump into today's topics. Yes, this is Women's History Month. And if you were on our call last week, we are celebrating all month long. We're actually highlighting our very special female diamond leaders that are doing big things. I mean, these are women that are out there paving the way, generating millions of dollars of revenue over the past few years they've been involved, and we are so proud of each and every one of them. Last week you heard from, of course, Beverly Blair. This week it's our very own GT Diamond Harris, and so Kayetta Cooks is going to come on and do the interview in just a few moments. I do want to remind everyone too, now I will be in Southern Illinois, of course, celebrating the life of my grandfather, but the Sisters in Healing will also happen this Saturday for those of you who are registered for that. I'm also too May 15th through 18th in Florida. Many of you have already sent your flight details in, so we are super excited to host you in Florida. Also too, if you did achieve your double CV last month because you hit bronze, or you hit silver, or you hit above that, I think it was 1250, in order for you then to go gold, we are not only celebrating you, you're going to have some phenomenal special highlights all throughout social media, but also too, when your commissions hit at noon today, so the commissions from last month will hit at noon today, you're going to see some extra cool things in your wallet. So how exciting is that? Not in addition to that, you're also going to see some extra loyalty points as well. So I'm telling you what, the months we promote double CV, it really pays for you to hit those numbers. For those of you who went out there and you did your thing, guess what? You are going to be so happy when you see your wallets today. Also, too, speaking about today, March 17th, we do have our Scalp Scope certification for our healing hair. So if you want to get in the business of analyzing scalps and really helping people to take their hair growth to the next level, you do not want to miss this very special certification. We did just get, I believe, 5 scopes in the house. And so the first 5 people who've already registered, just know your scopes are here. So you can go ahead and do what you need to do because those are going to ship out this week so that you can be ready for your class. Speaking of classes, the next class to join our wellness certification will happen next Monday on the 24th. And so if you are already a coach and you want to take your skills to the next level, that will be the class for you to join. And if you've wanted to be a coach and you've been sitting on the sideline, this is your time. This is your season. You want to go ahead and get registered right now so that you can be a participant in that powerful class and learn all you need to learn about wellness coaching. And speaking of wellness coaching, let's go ahead now and jump into CV, because many of you who've hit CV, as I was looking at the list, you guys are wellness coaches, okay? And it just shows you that when you're in the business of helping people live a better life, guess what? You help people achieve what they need to achieve. You're going to achieve all your goals and dreams. And so I'm going to go ahead and shout out to all of our double CV qualifiers. We do have someone I did add to the list who we did overlook last week, so we apologize. And that is Tracy Bolton. Congratulations on your silver qualification, but also to Kayetta Cooks, Reba Dabney, Gerald West, Ernestine Davis, Bertha Mines, Elizabeth Thompson, Diana Coleman, Bernadine Kirkland, Anthony Dean Morris, Willie Mooney. In fact, Anthony and Willie both hit that silver qualification automatically. So not only did they achieve some extra points there, but they also achieve that automatically. But everyone who I listed will be listed as silver qualifiers. We do have two gold qualifiers, and that's Kenneth Elam and Crystal Robinson. So big congratulations to both of you for going for the gold. And you're going to be so excited again when you see your e-wallets today. And so without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and step out the way because, again, we have such a powerhouse lineup. We have our very own Kayetta Cooks, who will be introducing our very special guest. This is a woman of God who's helped bless churches throughout the country with her skills and expertise in taking businesses and companies to the next level. In addition to that, she's in the financial sector, helping to empower people with their finances. And here, as you can see, as we're just calling her name, she is off to a rapid start. So I know she is a diamond in the making because she has already claimed that this year. And so just very proud to be in partnership with you, Kayetta Cooks. And I know you have my dear friend, one of our phenomenal diamonds that you're going to be bringing on the line. So I'm going to turn it over to you and I'm going to get out the way.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. I don't know how I am so blessed to be the one to interview these diamond ladies of Akana. But I tell you, this has been such a blessing. And so without further ado, I want to bring up an amazing lady diamond, and her name is Gigi Harris. Gigi, are you there? And you can unmute by hitting star twice. While she's coming off mute, I just want to say this. Yes?
Can you hear me? This is Gigi.
I can. Good morning. Good morning. How you feeling this morning?
Woo, girl, I'm feeling amazing.
It was such a pleasure to spend some time with you last weekend while you were up here in Chicago. And I know we have a limited time, so I'll jump right into it. We wanted to know who Diamond Gigi Harris was, and you wanted to make sure that we knew who Gigi Harris was, right? So I'm going to open up the interview with who was Gigi Harris before going diamond? And you shared with me that you're a mother of three. Yeah, you have two brothers. I'm sorry, you have three siblings, two brothers, one sister. You are a mother, a grandmother, and you are out of Tampa, Florida. You grew up in a working class family, and you were married as early as the age of 18 and had a daughter. You had to grow up fast. And can you just share with me a little bit about that? You also included that you were a little feisty because you grew up as a tomboy, grew up around a lot of boys, and you felt like that laid down the foundation for your toughness. Can you share a little bit about that?
Thank you, Akaya, for you spending some time with me. You have really helped me unfold some things that a lot of people don't know about me, in my growth, for maturing to where I am today. Like I told you, I'm from Tampa, Florida. That's where I was born and raised to, some blue collar parents. My dad was a country boy, out of Campbellton, Florida, near Marianna, in the Florida area. And we didn't have a lot, but we had a lot of love. My dad worked as a longshoreman. Eventually, they unionized, and once they unionized, they had to strike. And while they were striking, we didn't have money coming, to the house. My mother, during that time, women didn't have jobs. They couldn't work. They didn't have a lot of privileges as they do, today. And so what happened is that in order to put food on the table, keep the lights on and the water, my dad had to go and work as a migrant in the orange grove. And the family went with him to help him in order to make money so we could still live while they fought for better benefits and working conditions, as a longshoreman. And actually, I know how it feels to be a migrant worker. And with today's time, what we're going through, I have compassion for those individuals because I was in the center of that as a little girl. But later on, as my dad worked and we had some more rights to be able to have housing, he was able to raise money to move us out from the city of Tampa, which during that time it was called the ghettos, but now it's a historical district in Ybor City. From there, he built a house for us out in the suburbs, and during that time we still were dealing with a lot of racism. So he didn't want us going to school, out in the neighborhood, so he drove us into another neighborhood, which was people like us, and it was in the center of the projects. While I was going to school there, got bullied because I wasn't of that neighborhood, and also me being a majorette, at the school, some of the girls, didn't like me because their boyfriends was, liking me, and always been athletic, always had pretty decent legs. But from there, I finished school. I eventually got married, had my first child, by the age of 18. And from there, I moved to, well, first, before I moved, I worked in a nursing home to make money to get my first tuition to go to college. And that was in Tampa. But later on, my husband, took a job. Matter of fact, he owned his own business. That's where I got my entrepreneurship from. We moved into Pensacola. I went to school there, college there. And from there, the relationship wasn't going great. So I moved back home, got into the technical industry. The semiconductor company, the industry was booming, and lots of jobs was being created out here in the Dallas area. So I moved to Dallas, divorced, remarried, and now I have an amazing husband I've been married to for it'll be 38 years this year. I have two amazing kids from that union. My first daughter, she's probably she's close to your age, and my middle child and my son, which is young, because I made some changes. Well, I came out here, took a job with TI. At first it was Texas Instrument. I left Texas Instrument, went to a defense contracting company, which was E-System. I was in the tech area, helping them build war game boxes so we can have them shipped to Europe, and where our allies, was able to do war games so they can protect themselves from Russia. So I traveled all over Europe with war games there, helping them. But that took me on that journey for 13 weeks. When I got back from Germany, the next assignment was going down under, which was Australia. My husband at the time, when I was over in Germany, he was taking care of our young baby, which was 6 months old, and my oldest child was helping with that. So when the next assignment came up, he had some words about that. He told me they could keep their job, you can let them lay you off, and I'll take care of the responsibility of the household. But of course, during that time, one of the guys there knew I wanted to be home, knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, so he introduced me to Amway. So that was my first, network marketing business, Amway. I went direct in Amway. A lot of people say they didn't make money in Amway. I did. Got awards, um, uh, all types of bonuses, and I thank him for introducing me to this industry, because this industry works if you work it. This industry, doing this time of working it, it gave me the privileges to be a stay-at-home mom, so I could watch over my kids so they can become law-abiding citizens. And through me being able to have that flexibility to be at home with them, it helped me to see the education system that I needed to work with them, eventually for home. So I ended up homeschooling them, and because of homeschooling them, they was able to do as well in school. My daughter went to school, my middle child, she went to school on an academic scholarship to Langston University. My son, which is the baby, he graduated from Washington University of St. Louis. Our CEO, Melissa Boston, was there at the graduation. She's been an anchor in our life, for many, many years. And I cannot say enough how I appreciate her. And that's,
Wow. Let me just cut in for 1 second. Oh
okay.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. So here you are, young, tough upbringing. You realize that you jump out there, and you get married at a very early age. That's a huge responsibility. You have a daughter, so you become a mother at an early age. With a fearless heart, you understand that, hey, I need to go to, I want something greater in life, so you go get a job in a nursing home so that you can pay for college, and wasn't afraid to move to another state. You traveled, you end up getting a job. After the first marriage didn't work, got remarried, wonderful husband. He kept the kids while you were away, right? And then there came a time where you had to make a difficult decision, right? Because, and I want to point this out because I think people miss how important it is, or how valuable it is to have opportunities like network marketing. And you really went into how passionate you are about network marketing, because it allowed you to be a mother at home, raising your own kids, and then giving them what they needed and what the school system didn't need. And I think that's very huge, because when you look at network marketing, you see women are dominating, and because it gives us, as you mentioned, time freedom. You also talked about how network industry, which the first was Amway, allowed you personal development, right? Taught you personal development and gave you that ability to have time freedom, right? So that is huge. That's powerful. And then you talked about, so we went into who Beverly was. So now let's talk about who Beverly is after she has. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you for that, Gigi. Who is Gigi now that she has been introduced to network marketing, Amway? Tell me about that journey up to Akana and then going diamond.
Whew. Wow. Yes. What can I say? Well, of course, Amway wasn't, my only business that I had success in. A company that I was with, along with Melissa Boston, pretty much about 25 years ago, was YTB, Your Travel Biz. And I made a lot of strides in there. Was a director, there too. And because of the fact that I bonded, so well with Melissa during that time, We had a lot of things that was in common. I wasn't on her team, but she treated me like I was on her team. And I can, thank her, for all that she's been able to do and inspire me to stay on the journey of network marketing, because during that time too, I had to deal with the death of my mom, went through some changes, with that, became functionally depressed, put on a lot of weight, probably about close to 40 pounds. She helped me through the Proverbs diet to lose that weight. And eventually we ended up on the same team. Well, we was on the same team, when we went through the Proverbs diet. But going from there, coming out of functional depression, things happen. Like I said, life be life, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. But got through that, and right after we went through a couple of ventures then, and we ended up eventually evolving to Wakana. We was working with some other companies. Melissa is a hard worker. She's a visionary. She's a woman of God. She's she's a server. She's a giver, and she works hard. I've watched her work hard for other companies, and I used to say to Melissa, "You're working so hard for these companies. You're doing all these things, for them. You need to do your own company." From that, eventually, Wakana was born. And from Wakana being born, it carried me back to when I was in import exports. My company at the time, one of my team members had been knowing me for over 37 years, Sandra Glenn. We had a company called Wazuri Creation, where I was doing import exports from Nigeria with African artifacts, fabrics, and those types of things. So when Melissa came to me and said she was going to start Wakana, I was all in, because it was something for us. I was so proud to be a part of that. When we had our first opening in Chicago, she brought drummers in, dancers in. It was all about us.
For us, by us, right?
Right. It was all about us, because we have worked so much for other people, and helping them to be successful with their business. It was time for us to have something for ourselves. And so Melissa had that vision to do that. Okay. So, of course, it evolved from, Wakana to Akana. And when I started the Diamond Run, just before we got ready to start the Diamond Run, I had taken a course, and that course had opened up some wounds that I hadn't looked at over my life for a long time. So I started going through a crying spell. And so I called Melissa, and I told her what was going on. During that time, they were going to Michigan, to visit the EE Center there. She said, "Gee, you need to come to Chicago and come go with us." So I did. And before I went, one of the obstacles, it wasn't an obstacle, but one of the things I said, life be life. My niece called me that Thursday before I left that Friday to go, and told me that they found organs for her, because at the age of 15, she was a type 1 diabetic. Her kidneys was gone, pancreas was not working, and she had to have a double transplant. I was going to cancel my trip, but she said no. She said we got to make sure that the organs was working. So I went to Chicago, and I'm happy that I did. because the E system helped me a lot to get back on track emotionally. When I got that Monday, before I could leave, she was calling me, my niece was calling me, telling me that they found 2 organs and it was working, and they was gonna, do the surgery that Tuesday. So I knew that my niece did not have her dad, because my brother, he had died from colon cancer years ago. Her mom had died from lung cancer. So I had to be that standing parent. And standing in for her, standing in for my team, standing in for my family, I think that was probably one of the hardest things that I had to get through in order to accomplish my goals and to help my team accomplish their goals. And I fought through that. I had to numb myself up because I had to be there for her, had to be there for my families around Thanksgiving, had to be there for my team. I had team members that was in Mexico calling. I had to make phone calls, help them, to reach their goals in order for me to reach my goals. And I could truly say that I had an amazing team, have an amazing team, like people like Michelle Stewart, who was at that time, a Sapphire, Beatrice Foster, Sapphire, Bernadine Kirkland, Ruby, Marguerite, Sapphire, and Joe Davis, Sapphire. That's how that's what my business looked like then in order for me to get to Diamond. And those others that contributed to it, like Diane Brown, Carol Signer, Marsha Jackson, Darlene Kemp, Felicia Mosley, Stephanie Reynolds. God bless her soul, she's not here with us now. But everybody had a goal that they was trying to reach, and they fought to reach. And in and out of intensive care, in the hallways, making phone calls, helping my team, I was able to succeed.
Now this is on the diamond run, right? This is
on the diamond run.
The decision to make the diamond run.
Right.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
gotcha. So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Making that diamond run, and I don't know if people know that to do this, you have to have a team. You have to have a team that believes in you. You have to have a team that believes in themselves. You have to have a team that have goals for themselves and not just goals for you. And without that help, I would not have been able to do it. Teamwork makes the dream work. And by the time I was still working, collecting products, packages, signing them up, and our phenomenal CEO, she was keeping up with the numbers. She called and she said, Gigi, you just went over. I was so numb that I couldn't even get excited because I was so focused to helping, my niece, my family, as well as my team. I really didn't realize what I had done. It was a couple of days later before I could really rejoice in it. I was happy about it, but I could rejoice in it. So I just know that this industry works if you work it.
Wow. So just summarizing that up, you mentioned Melissa several times in the most critical times in your life. Our very own CEO was there for you, not in the capacity of a leader, but in a capacity of a friend and support. And not only does network marketing position you to be at home and have time freedom with your family, but it allows you to develop priceless, invaluable relationships that allows you to have the opportunity to be in someone's life or have someone be in your life when you need it the most. And then you made a decision to go diamond. And when you made that decision, it sounds like everything just hit, like the most unimaginable hit. And you said, you know what, I got to do this for my family. You had your why. You talked to me a lot about your why, and you said, I got to do it. So you got focused. When I asked you what was the strategy, you said the strategy was to see who I had on my team and what they wanted. And I asked you, what was that like? What was that conversation like? And you said the conversation was who wanted to run for their goals, right? And then you make phone calls. You tapped into their legs. Okay, who do you have? Right? What do you have? Who do you have? And where are we? Sort of like a goal GPS. And I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. And you said to me that it was very, very important that everyone knew that everything counted and everybody counted. It didn't matter small or large. You expressed that your heart was for the people. And as we get ready to wrap up, and thank you guys for, I know we went over a little bit of time, but I want this to bless the people who may be feeling like, oh my God, I've been in this and I haven't seen what I wanted to see, or my light may be dimming, or I'm excited, but I just need that push. I had to stop crying maybe about 3 times just hearing the story of how you came through and hit your goal. You see, you were so focused that you were numb. You were numb. That's somebody that wanted. You said, I found a way to win. So can you just briefly share with me what that was like with you and your team and what you accomplished during that run?
Wow. Well, my team was focused on their goals, and I was focused, to help them, because the one thing that I have learned over the years with network marketing, that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So if it meant me making phone calls to help them, which I got back with them, let them know what was going on, who was running in that particular leg with them, it's pretty much, I just put it all out there, and they put it out there too because they found a way to win as well. Because it wasn't about me, it was about them. It's always about the people. That's what network marketing is about. It's about relationships. It's about caring for each other. It's about uplifting one another, and and I always believe in network marketing, what Jim Rohn said. We all have to work hard on ourselves, harder than we do on a job, in order to be able to focus and to see the vision and to be able to help each other. And I just know that in order for me to be able to make Diamond and help other people, help them with their lives, I had to make some changes too, coming along, because in order for things to change for me, I had to help other people to change, help other people to acquire their goals. So it's all about the people. It's all about whether you're passionate about what you're doing. It's all about love. It's all about caring.
Now, as I wrap up, you actually have another diamond in your lineage.
Yes, yes.
And we'll be able to hear from her next week. But I am very I'm glad that I was able to witness this. But your DNA shines through her answers.
Wow.
And so I'm going to ask
Wow.
one question, you guys you two gave the exact same answer. And it's about, when did you know that Akana was right for you? Of course, Melissa was the relationship, and you probably were going to support anyhow. But when you looked at the defining fact that you just knew it was for you, you talked about the pillars of this company. Can you hit that? And then if we can take 1 or 2 minutes before we wrap up, I want you to hit the pillars and then hit your daily habits, and then we'll go ahead and close this out with some of the nuggets when you're approaching people for business. So those 3 things, and we're going to close out. So the pillars of the business, you said that's when you knew. Can you talk about the pillars? What are they and what they mean to you?
Health, wealth, freedom, and legacy. Health is important to me because, as I mature through life, I want to make sure that I'm as healthy as I possibly can be. And that's been a pillar in my life from a young age. It just got even stronger as I lost family members for lack of knowledge. The wealth segment is something that we need. We need the wealth to be able to have the freedom that we are looking for. Not just only freedom and financially, but freedom, spiritually, freedom when it comes to our DNA. And we need to be able to leave a legacy of health, generational health. We need to be able to leave a legacy of wealth. And somewhere in between, we need to be able to find the free spirit of having freedom. So with Akana having us and working from a spiritual standpoint and Akana being in the hands of God, I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah. Out of respect for time, we will have a newsletter that includes it's tons and tons of nuggets that she gave. So we'll make sure that we have that in writing, so you don't miss out on any of the priceless nuggets that she gave. Can you close out with your core values? You talked about respect, integrity, empathy, and compassion. Can you just give us your final words in regards to your core values and whatever you would like to say to them, and then we'll close it out.
Okay, well, let's just say I believe respect, integrity, empathy, compassion for humanity is key to living. Is key to us having purpose in life. And the respect, we have to give that to each other, because in order for people to respect you, you got to show respect. You got to show yourself with integrity. You at times got to show yourself being empathetic with other people and compassion, because life do happen. We dealing with all kinds of things in life, and when we get to a point where we're demanding folks to do things, it's not good, because the business that we're in, it's a volunteer army. Nobody has to do anything. So guess what? If I show them respect, integrity, and when they go through their problems, because it will happen, I have to show empathy. I have to show compassion. And I teach that to my team, because we all is going to go down a path of heartache and heartbreak. And if people are not doing enough of what you need them to do at that time when they're going through whatever challenges they're going through, then we need to go get more people. And that's just the bottom line. But I'll just say, what has carried me through is, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. In Psalms 30:5, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And
Wow.
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, you have it there, folks. The amazing, amazing Diamond Gigi Harris. Her top-selling products and personal favorites is Pain Cream, Gummies, Hemp Goby, the Cleanse, and her superfood. She closed out with Philippians 4:13. This has been a phenomenal interview. I just want to thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and experiences, being transparent and vulnerable before us. Your journey is truly, truly inspiring. And before we wrap up, well, actually, that was it. That was just phenomenal. I want to go ahead and turn it back over to the amazing CEO Melissa Boston and the amazing Kathy Weathersby. Thank you so much, Gigi.
Thank you so much, Kayada.
Wow, ladies, that was amazing. And Gigi, I just feel your heart. I felt your spirit. And just this is who Gigi is. You captured a piece of her this morning. But as you were talking, Gigi, I just kept thinking how instrumental you've been in the success of first Wakana, now Akana, because she is the epitome of somebody who pours, pours, pours. She's a giver, and you give so much to us too. Every time she has an idea, she's got so much experience in this industry. And just, we love you, Gigi. You are so special, and just appreciate everything you've shared today, because now everyone on the line has a chance to see a little bit more about you. And y'all, she turned 70 this year. I call her our China down. I know Phyllis, we always said China down Gigi, because and then I think your niece calls you Gigi Kardashian, because
Right.
you see her legs out there on social media, girl. You would be like, 70 where? Okay. So we love you, Gigi. I love you. That was so heartfelt. Just appreciate you. Great job, Kayada, for all that you do. And hey, we can't wait to hear some part twos, because this is not the end. We're going to hear more from our diamonds, because I think this is critical. These conversations are important, so we can all realize we're not alone. And at the end of the day, everyone has different styles of leadership. And I think leading from the heart, the way you do, how you pour into your team, that's a book we can write and really all learn from. So great, phenomenal job. And so what I'm going to do real quick, guys, because we are wrapping up, I got to give you a couple of quick announcements. No weapon, right, formed against us will prosper. When you want to get your calls or your orders in today, guess what you can do? Call 888-312-0420. Get your orders placed. We're excited to announce that we're almost through with the dividing up our products. And so if you've been noticing on Akana.com, you'll see all the non-CBD products. Well, pretty soon on our Wakana.com, you're going to see all the CBD products, okay? So again, everything happens for a purpose and a reason. We've not missed a beat this month. Thank you, Kathy, for all that you've been doing to get every order in that system. As I compare our March to January, unbelievably, we're actually outpacing January right now without the ability for you to process your own order online. So isn't that just a testimonial to the strength of our products, to the strength of the team? And that is all being resolved as we speak. As you can see every day, the progress on the website that needed to happen, because we know the CBD industry is shifting, and we are shifting right with it as we grow into billion-dollar big. And so with that being said, join the call happening this afternoon. I know it's going to be surrounding the scope and the hair certification. So if you've registered for that, you'll join Doris Mosley, Kathy Weathersby, and you'll learn more about that. Next Monday, of course, as I mentioned, we'll have our wellness certification class. And with that being said, the Diamond Factory will happen tomorrow. And we want you to have a phenomenal day, because we know that our 2025 vision is clear for Akana: health, wealth, freedom, and legacy for every person we touch. We are moving forward together. We're not looking back. And we want each and every one of you to have an Akana day. We're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.
Just so you guys know, we will not have the hair Zoom today. We will have our hair certification at noon Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.